War is not a good thing, but sometimes it cannot be avoided. I'm Samantha. This week, American military veterans were honored at Caney High School. Today on Eagle Vision, Ariana Groupie will look at the ceremonies, so stay tuned.
On Tuesday, Caney High School's JROTC honored our veterans by holding their Veterans Day ceremony. All branches of the military were present at Caney High School. The choir, band, and JROTC took part in the ceremonies, which included speakers, music, and refreshments.
It's a distinct honor to address our veterans since I have two sons who are currently active duty with the Marine Corps. They are both graduates of Caney High School, and they both appreciate the influence and the guidance of their teachers, coaches, principals, and friends.
The veterans present came with hats and shirts representing the different military branches. Dr. Kramer gave a touching message remembering our veterans.
American pride really means American exceptionalism because we do the very best of whatever we can. And really, one of the things that I talked about earlier is we have a chain of command, and one of those chains is our supreme being, God. We're one nation under God, and as long as we maintain those principles and those core values, we will have pride. And it's a pride that in our Maker and in each other and in our country.
Americans have died in 10 wars, such as World War II, where over 16 million Americans served and over 670,000 died.
I was in the Army. I served in Vietnam in 1966 and 1967.
Americans are continuing to fight in the Middle East. It was announced this week that 3,000 American soldiers will be sent to Iraq to stop an Islamic army that has been beheading civilians.
American pride means freedom, the ability to do things, the ability to worship as I like, and the freedom that we enjoy and that we've helped people all over the world experience and enjoy.
With Eagle Vision, I'm Ariana Groupie.
We'll be back to look at one of the greatest generals in American history and his ties with a New Caney teacher.
The New Caney music video is coming with a look at school life. The music video is coming December 5th right here on Eagle Vision.
The book Killing Patton is popular right now, and New Caney High School teacher Jim Becka has relatives that worked with Patton in World War II. Patton was a controversial figure who was very effective in fighting the Germans. The book Killing Patton raises the possibility that Patton was assassinated.
After Patton had pretty much demolished the German army, he wanted to take on the Soviet Union because he knew the Cold War was coming and the United States would be at odds with Russia. So some people feel that the Russians assassinated Patton.
Mr. Becka had a father who served in World War II as an interpreter.
My dad's family were immigrants from East Europe, and my dad could speak most of the Slavic languages. He helped the Americans communicate with the Yugoslav, Polish, and Czech underground fighters. My father-in-law, John Fields, fought under Patton and even shared a foxhole with him once in the Battle of the Bulge. The Germans were losing the war and made one last push against Patton's army at a battle which most people now call the Battle of the Bulge, because the Germans put everything they had into a particular point in the American line, and tried to bust through. And the line bulged, but it never broke. And it was a decisive American victory that kind of broke the back of the German army. My father-in-law had a really hard job during the war. During the Battle of the Bulge, he had to crawl through German lines and let the Americans know where the German soldiers were. He got the Purple Heart during the Battle of the Bulge. My uncle had graduated from Texas A&M back then, and his degree was in engineering, so the Army put him to work building bridges for Patton's Army. They gave him a Jeep, and he traveled all over Europe trying to stay ahead of the fast-moving Americans.
For Eagle Vision, I'm Sarah Lara.